I will be demonstrating the infields and end ranges of different joints, starting with the glenohumeral joint, shoulder flexion, which will have a muscle stretch as the infield, shoulder extension, which will have a capsular or ligamentous infield, abduction, which will also have a muscle stretch infield, adduction, which will have a capsular infield, external rotation, which she doesn't have much of, but normal infield would be capsular. Internal rotation will also be a capsular infield. The next joint I'll be demonstrating will be humeral ulnar, which only has two motions, which is elbow flexion and elbow extension. Elbow flexion will have a soft tissue infield. Elbow extension, bone to bone infield, so it'll be hard infield. The next joint is femoral. Actually, I'm gonna do radiocarpal. Wrist flexion, capsular infield, wrist extension. We'll also have a capsular infield. Pronation, capsular infield. Supination, we'll also have a capsular infield. Radial deviation, we'll have a ligamentous infield. Also, ligamentous infield with ulnar deviation. Now I'm going to be demonstrating the tibial femoral joints. With knee flexion. Sorry, can you scoot back?
Yeah, I'm a little tall.
Don't like all the way back
Oh,
as far
yeah.
as you can get.
I'm actually taller than something.
With knee flexion, there will be soft tissue infield, and with knee extension, there will be a capsular infield. Okay, now scoot up and lay back comfortable as you can. Now for the femoral acetabular joint, hip flexion, there'll be a capsular infield. I'm gonna do hip extension last so she can stay on her back. Hip adduction will be a capsular or ligamentous infield. Hip adduction, capsular or ligamentous infield. Oh yeah. Hip external rotation will be a capsular infield. With hip internal rotation, it'll be a capsular infield. Keep away your stomach. I'm gonna do hip extension.
Oh, this taking over.
And with hip external rotation or extension, there'll be a capsular infield. You can lay back on your,
Okay.
or you can sit up. Yep. The next thing I will be demonstrating will be passive active assistance and active range of motion of the shoulder, the knee, and the ankle. Okay, so we're gonna start with passive range of motion for shoulder flexion. So relax. how far they can go without them doing anything. Next is active. Okay. And next is active assistance. Okay. The next motion I would be doing is knee extension. So passive. Let me relax. Yep. And then active. And then active assistant. And then the next motion I'll be doing is ankle dorsiflexion. So passive. And then active. And then active assistant. Now I will be evaluating a joint and determining limitations that she may have. What joint do you think you're limited in?
Probably every one of them.
Okay. I'm gonna do shoulder.
Do the shoulder. I don't have externalization.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna assess her shoulder range of motion again. So I'm gonna do it passively to see how far she can go without using any of her muscles or anything. She seems to be fine with those motions. She seems to have a lot more internal rotation than normal and hardly any external rotation. So I would recommend her do a lot of external rotation stretches to help her gain that external rotation that she's lacking.